players get a limited number of challenges per set, this added a whole new layer of strategy. Do you use so should you use a challenge on a close call early on, or save it at a critical point, or even change the momentum of a game? The technology didn't just replace the line judge, it created a new mini game within the sport. It's even changing other games, like for golf, for example, right? With technology, with the Tomorrow Golf League (TGL) that's using screen golf, for example, right? Where we see people with Tiger Woods and Rory McIlroy hitting into a screen and then dropping a ball into a big arena, and then they have a circular green. Anyway, it's changing the world of sports, or even the game of golf, making it more accessible, making it more sustainable. And for countries like Singapore, they're losing golf courses every single year. It could mean the next generation of golfers. So this is a phenomenon we're seeing everywhere. In football, introduction of the VAR is focusing leagues to precisely define what an offside rule is, which and also what a clear and obvious error is. And the technology is so powerful, it's forcing the rule books to evolve. The question is no longer just what's the call right, but how do we want the game to be experienced? So the passive one-size-fits-all TV broadcast, it's on its way out. Right? Generative AI is turning fandom into an interactive, personalized experience. This isn't a distant future concept, it's happening now. Let me give you some concrete examples. So it's hyper-personalized content. NBA Top Shot and NBA's League Pass are already experimenting with this. Imagine watching a game and being able to click on the button and say, which says, "Show me only plays involving Stephen Curry." The AI instantly curates the live feed, and the rest of the game, your personal broadcast follows him on and off the ball. After the game, it auto-generates a Stephen Curry highlights reel and sends it to your phone. Second, interactive AI stats. Amazon Prime's X-Ray feature for Thursday Night Football is a great step. It shows real-life statistics and fantasy points without you ever leaving the screen. And we also move to the immersive and alternative broadcasts. The PGA Tour uses AI cameras to track every golfer, every golf shot automatically. This allows them to broadcast multiple games simultaneously. You can choose to follow a leading group or jump your favorite player back and forth. Right? And the next frontier, generative storytelling. This is where it gets wild. And AI could analyze a player's performance, their post-game interviews, and news articles to generate custom storylines for your broadcast. If a player is chasing a record, the AI can highlight every moment that connects to that narrative. Create a personalized documentary life experience in real time. This is a shift. We're moving from being a passive audience to being a director of our own experience. The game is the raw footage, and AI is giving us the editing tools. So let's do a little exercise, and I've brought with me some swag from World Aquatics Championships that Singapore had the great honor of hosting. We had 206 nations, 2,005 elite athletes across 6 sports. We had 7,000 masters athletes across five sports, and about close to 115,000 spectators across the 3 weeks that we held the World Aquatics Championships. So I mean, they're bookmarks. Quite apt that we use it now, because we may not be able to use this in 10 years' time. But anyway. So turn to the person next to you, and you have 60 seconds to just do a short exercise. And your task is really what would you do to build that perfect sports watching app with AI? What's that one feature? What would be an absolute must-have? Would it be a drone cam, integrated betting? Let's get creative. So go. Okay, start wrapping up. All right. Okay. All right. Okay, 1 minute's up. Okay, who has a killer app idea? Raise your hands. All right, behind there, Mary. Yes, come share with us your killer app idea.
Hello. Okay, wait a moment. Please give us your name and then are you local or foreign delegate?
Hello, I'm a foreign delegate from Chinese Taipei, and I'm also a swimmer. And I want to have an app that connects all, for example, the live stream, the status, and all of the information of the athletes into one. Because now we're watching the live stream, we have to open about 5 screens for all of them, and you can catch all the information. So I think if there's an app that can connect all, it would be great. Thank you.
Great.
Yes.
Hey, who has another killer app idea?
Any other who want to share your ideas?
Who wants to say anything? There's no wrong answer here, no guys. Yes.
Okay.
Up here. Yes.
After our discussion, Prof shared that he wants to have real-life stats, and then with the stats, he has some executive summary, and it must give further recommendations on the spot. So he takes all the different stats, right, and then comes up with a summary. Because right now we have stats individually, and then we have to analyze it as a whole. So AI can do that for us.
Yep. Good. Yes, please. Anyone else? Last one? Yes.
Okay.
Well, to add on to the idea of fooling Stephen Curry, we're thinking if you can get an app. Oh, sorry. My name is Vic. I'm from Singapore. If you can get a view from the player's perspective, so imagine watching a football match and you see what Messi is seeing, right? Or you see what what Jordan was seeing when he's playing the game. So that would be amazing.
Yeah. Absolutely. Right.
Okay. Thank you.
So this is exactly what broadcasters are thinking about right now. And you are the future and you are the market. So well done. This is what? Bluetooth. Not moving. You just help me press lah. Oh, it's not projecting. Oh. Right, excellent. Thank you. So now let's dive into one of the thickest ethical quagmires, right? Which AI creates, technological doping. And this isn't about drugs, it's really about how advanced tech, it's about using advanced tech to gain an unfair advantage. The line between brilliant innovation and cheating has become incredibly blurry. So let's break down the Vaporfly example because it's a perfect case study. The science is clear. The combination of lightweight, energy-returning foam with a rigid carbon fiber plate on the sole reduces the energy cost of running. Right? And studies can show that it's improved running performance by 4 to 5%. In elite marathon terms, this is about 2 or 3 minutes, and the difference between winning and not even making the podium. World Athletics was forced to step in to create new rules around the shoe technology, dictating maximum stack height, the number of plates, because the advantage was so pronounced. And this wasn't a drug test, this was really an audit. Alright. And for swimming, we've also seen this. In 2008, we saw the tech suits, and we saw be hundreds of records being broken, and FINA at that point in time, now called World Aquatics, stepped in to ban technical suits. Right, you had to be a fabric, so you had to be a woven fabric, not just polyurethane suit. So AI takes this far beyond footwear, right? So smart equipment. Imagine a smart basketball with internal sensors that provide real-time feedback to a player on the shot arc and the spin of the player, on the player's on the arc and the spin on the player's wearable device, or a smart helmet telling a cyclist, right, what the aerodynamics is, the position, the placing, and how to minimize drag. If only a team had this, if only one team had this, would that be fair? Right? We also have biometric optimization, and this is where it gets really personal. So AI can now analyze an athlete's genetic data, microbiome, the neurology patterns, right, to create hyper-personalized nutrition plans, sleep protocols, and cognitive training. And this isn't just training harder; it's training smarter and on a biological level that others can't access. Is this fair, or is it a form of bioenhancement? So this creates a fundamental conflict between the two core values of sport. Right, the first is fairness. The idea that competition should be decided by athletes, and athletes' innate talent and hard work, and not by their labs or association's budget. The second is progress. The drive to innovate, to use science and technology to push the boundaries of human performance. And there's no real clear answer. Governing bodies are scrambling. The question we have, the question that we have to answer is: do we want sport to be a contest of athletes or a contest of engineers? And the rules are being rewritten in real time. AI is holding the pen. So there is an issue of access, and it isn't about one athlete having a better shoe. It's a systemic digital divide that threatens the fundamental foundations of global sport. So let's make this concrete. Examples are like the US Olympic Committee, UK Sport and German Olympic Sports Confederation. They have multi-million-dollar partnerships with tech firms and data science institutes. Their athletes have access to AI-powered wind tunnels for cycling as well as skiing, machine learning analysts for their technique, frame by frame, and predictive health analytics to optimize their entire lives. Now contrast that with an incredibly talented swimmer from a small island nation, not Singapore, or a runner that's from a developing nation or country. The National Olympic Committee's entire budget might be less than what a rival nation spends on their data science team alone. They train with great raw talent and often outdated equipment. This isn't a hypothetical, and we've seen this. We see it in the medal tables, which increasingly correlate with GDP. We see this in the rise of tech-powered sports nations and the stagnation of others. The athlete from a wealthy nation isn't just better funded; they are better informed. Every move is optimized by an algorithm they don't even see. This is why the International Olympic Committee's addition of "Together" to its motto is so profound and so urgent today. It directs the response to this challenge. The critical question for organizations like the IOC, FIFA, World Athletics, or World Aquatics is no longer just how do we regulate technology, but how do we democratize it? Could there be an AI fund to provide emerging nations access to cloud-based analytics algorithms? Should there be technology transfer programs where leading nations share tools of knowledge? Or do we need a tech-included grant for athletes from underrepresented regions? Without a conscious effort to bridge this gap, we risk creating a permanent underclass in sports. The goal must be to use AI not as a wedge but a bridge, ensuring that the athlete of tomorrow can come from anywhere at any time.
Which channel is this? This one's the other one.
Tech has failed. Great. Thank you. If you think data divides and fantasy issues are a problem, brace yourselves. Gen AI,
Yes,
Gen AI's most
correct.
dangerous application might be its ability to shatter truth itself. We're entering an era
I
of
think so.
personalized misinformation and synthetic media.
Mine quite long now.
And sports is
Yeah, I did it. No.
Imagine these real-world scenarios. Transfer rumor, deepfake audio clip of your team star playing, a team star player criticizing a manager, leaks online. It's fake. The season is over based on a lie, or a betting coup. A deepfake video of a player limping, creates the odds and stats differently, right? People can make a fortune by manipulating perception. Or a personal attack. A fan receives a personalized video message from the hero generated by AI asking for money, or sharing controversial political views. That trust between the fan and athlete is broken. This is not science fiction. The technology to create convincing fakes is already accessible online. The impact is very profound. For athletes, their reputation, their most valuable asset, is now vulnerable to attack from anyone with a laptop and a grudge. For fans, can you believe what you see? A highlight reel, the interview, the news report, is it real? And for sports organizations, the entire integrity framework is built on facts. What happens when facts become fungible?
No.
So, what's the defense? We're entering an arms race of authentication. Provenance technology protects the content authenticity. It gives a digital birth certificate for media using cryptography to track its origin and any edits. AI detection tools, news organizations and leagues will need to invest in AI tools to design as well as develop and spot subtle flaws in AI-generated content and media literacy. The most important defense will be us. We as consumers will have to become more skeptical, more critical, and demand verification. This is the deepest ethical challenge. AI doesn't just change how we play and watch sports. It has the power to undermine the very trust that makes sports meaningful. So now I have to talk about the elephant in the room, which is sports betting. And it funds a lot of sports. It's massive. 200 billion plus industry that funds a huge part of modern sports, including Singapore sports, through advertising and sponsorships. And AI is at the heart of it, for better and for worse. For betting companies, AI is a superpower. They use it to analyze millions of data points, not just player stats, or weather, news headlines, even social media sentiments, to set the perfect, unbeatable odds, to update in real time during game. Their goal is always to have a slight mathematical edge. For bettors, sophisticated bettors are now using their own AI models to try to find tiny flaws in those odds, a statistical edge the house might have missed. This creates a high-tech arms race, but the biggest danger is the integrity of sports itself. The fear is that AI-powered betting could make insider trading or match fixing more sophisticated and harder to detect. If the outcome of a game can be predicted or manipulated for profit, it destroys the very essence of the competition that we love. AI makes betting more efficient, but it also raises the stakes, making the protection of fair play more important than ever. So what does this all mean to a person at the center of it all? What does the athlete of tomorrow look like? It's tempting to imagine a robotic, data-driven machine. But that's a misunderstanding. The athlete of tomorrow is not a cyborg. They are what we call the unified competitor. They are a masterful fusion of two worlds: the biological self, which is the unquantifiable. This is the timeless core of every athlete. It's the grit that gets them out of bed at 4 a.m. in the morning, the instinct that tells them where to find a teammate and where to cut. It's the heart that pushes through the pain barrier for every mile. It's the creativity that invents the new move, right? The new play, a new strategy on the fly. This is the human spirit. No algorithm can code this. Then we have the data self, which is the quantifiable. This is the new layer. It's the precision of a training load optimized by AI to prevent injury and peak at exactly the right moment. It's the insight of biometric wearables that tell them how their body is recovering, and the strategic awareness of predictive models that show their opponent's technical weaknesses. The magic happens in the fusion. A unified competitor doesn't let the data dictate their actions. They interpret it, they feel it. They use it to make their biological gifts, their instincts, their heart and creativity even more potent. Their crucial, irreplaceable job is to be the human in the loop. The AI can suggest the perfect technical move, but only the athletes can feel the same momentum, can feel the momentum of the game. The algorithm can prescribe the optimal workout, but only the athlete can listen to their body and say, not today. So the future champion won't be one with the best technology. It is the one who can best synthesize the technology with their humanity. So where has this journey left us? We've seen that AI is not a futuristic fantasy. It's a present-day reality reshaping sports from the ground up. It is the ultimate toolset. It can optimize the athlete's body, personalize the fan's experience, and perfect an official's call. It can predict the future and generate new realities. But as we've seen, with the incredible power comes profound responsibility. This technology can divide us with a digital gap, corrupt us with new forms of doping, and deceive us with synthetic lies. It can make a sport contest of budgets instead of a contest of will. This leaves us not with a prediction, but with a choice. The story of AI in sports isn't pre-written. It's written with the decisions that we make, by the rules that leagues enact, the ethics that coaches instill, and products that companies build, and the expectations that we as fans demand. The Olympic motto gives us the perfect framework: faster, higher, stronger, together. Faster, higher, stronger represents the relentless drive to innovate, to push limits of what is humanly possible with every tool at our disposal. Together is our moral compass. It is the commitment that is this pursuit, which must be inclusive, fair, and must preserve the essential, unpredictable, and beautiful human spirit that is the heart of sport. The goal is not to let technology redefine sport. The goal is to be wise enough and courageous enough to use technology to serve sport, to ensure that the athlete of tomorrow is celebrated for their heart and not just the data. That the fan of tomorrow feels more connected and not isolated. And the game itself remains a testament of human potential. The future isn't human versus machine. The victorious future is human amplified by machine. So thank you for taking this journey into the future with me, or the present. Right. But this isn't where the conversation ends, this is where it begins, because the future will be built by you. Now, I truly love to hear your thoughts, not just because it's the Q&A part of the presentation, but because your perspectives are the most important ones in this room. So to frame our discussion, I leave you with these questions. What excites you the most? Is it the personalized fan experience, potential for fairer competition, or new athletic potential? What is the single biggest concern? Is it deepfakes? Is it a pay-to-win model, or loss of human drama? Or three, is it if you were in charge, what is the one rule you would create? This is a fun one. Imagine you're a commissioner of a sports league. What is the first decree to govern the use of AI and ensure it is better for the sport and for everyone? Okay. Your questions and your ideas and your values are what will shape the next chapter in sports. So let's open the floor. Who would like to start? And yes, Mary has
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Mike Cha. Can we give him a round of applause for this very insightful and I think powerful presentation? I'm sure after his sharing, he will set us to rethink about generative AI and how it impacts sports, not just tomorrow, but starting today. So before I start open the floor for Q&A, I'm mindful of the time. We'll start with the on-site participants and then we move on to the virtual participants. So please keep your questions brief so that we can hear from as many people as possible. All right, so do we have the first? Sure.
Yes, Mark Chen, this is Nipat from Thailand. I'm happy to listen to your lecture. And my question is, if we can imagine, what will be the most dangerous action that the AI can do for the sport? What do you think? Thank you.
Okay, we have another question so that anything similar to this question? Anyone? No? So really? Okay, someone for the back. Hold on.
Thank you very much for your presentations. I have one question about sports betting. Yeah, is it popular to play sports betting right now in Singapore?
Is it appropriate sports betting in Singapore?
Any other questions before I answer these two? Yes, Korea.
Hello, my name is Kim from Korea. So I want to have a question, which is, do you have any ideas of AI using AI throughout the safe sports, like to prevent like more sexual harassment or bullying? Yeah.
Okay, great. Okay, let me tackle these three. I will tackle the first one. The second question first. Very easy. Yes, betting is very popular in Singapore. Yes, but only legalized betting is allowed in Singapore. So if you feel the urge because you're here in Singapore, please go down to our Singapore office. We have many different opportunities for you to put your money and contribute to our economy and our sports programs. So yes. Only legal in Singapore. But there are, of course, online there are illegal websites that you can bet as well. But we do clamp down on these. All right. Okay, so maybe I'll go on to the first question. Right, about what's the most dangerous impact of AI in sports, and really I think the most dangerous impact is on an impact on the integrity of sports. So with every technological shift, whether it is new sportswear or whether it's like even in the digital age we're talking about the internet, right? There's good and the bad, right? And of course we like to see that the good ideas with every technological advancement outweigh the bad, right? And I think for sports, we are at that very interesting period where we can actually dictate whether we use AI, generative AI, because AI has been around since 1970s actually. Whether we're using AI for enhancement of athletes' fan experience, or whether we're using generative AI for personal gain or to manipulate sports. I think the dangerous part is the sports manipulation part, which I think the question about betting is a big concern, right? The other part is, as I mentioned, the digital divide. Those who have and those who do not have. And we as sports administrators or people who are interested in sports really need to look at how we can democratize it and not use it for our own selfish needs. right? So I think, of course, countries would think that if they have the power algorithm, the power set of the formula, for those who grew up in the KFC age, the 11 herbs and spices that is secret and proprietary to me, right? I should keep that. But really, I think we should view it as with the philosophy of rising tides raise all boats, right? Where if we democratize information, access to data, everyone gets better, right? And then we can really truly enjoy the integrity, the spirit of sports. There's a question about AI and safe sport. I think with respect to safe sport, access to information is quite important. I think through the pandemic, we've seen the interest in safe sport increase dramatically because of various instances, shows in popular culture, the Me Too movement. I think the understanding of what is white versus black is very clear, right? And I think we're reaching out to more people to educate them. And I think that's something which AI can do, where you can anonymize whoever is making an inquiry, and then give them the tools and the direction on how to deal with the safe sport issue. But I think you still need to take a very local view on this, because there can't be an international safe sport app that is tailored to everyone, because every country has their own different laws with respect to harassment. And we're talking about harassment, not just physical, sexual abuse, verbal abuse. Neglect is also a form of harassment, and different countries have different ways of dealing with it. And for all safe sport, I think organizations, it comes to a point where it becomes penal. It becomes you breaking the law, and that is where you need to then send to local authorities. Yeah. All right. Any questions?
Any more questions? Yeah. I'll sit with them later. You have a question? Yeah, okay.
Thank you, Mark, for the great lecture and friend. So I have a question for you. A couple of months ago, I saw a video that the IOC put out. Intel was running a predictive AI analytics tool in Africa to help 1,000 young children identify if they're good in a particular sport. I'm quite concerned by that particular program because I feel it might discourage kids and late bloomers who find out from the tool that they're not good enough for sport, right? So my question is, how can we safeguard these kids, right? In terms of participation, like what would you do, if for example we use these tools to predict what kids can or cannot do or should not do in sport?
Yeah, I haven't seen that video, but it sounds quite alarming to me. But in any case, I think it's inevitable, right, that generative AI tools will be used for talent identification. The question I have is really, how big is the data set that this program is using or software is using in order to determine whether this athlete is suitable for this sport or not? So at the end of the day, it's in the hands of the user, right, on how ethical or how harmful this program is going to be.
Thank you, Mark.
All right, thank you. Can we take one more question? The on-site participants first before we move to the virtual participants. You okay?
Hello, my name is Jailasi, or you can call me Yura from Laos. I have a question that have you ever seen some sport that when you use technology to change the culture of the origins of the sport, like a taekwondo? From previous time, you never see the spring kick, like a scorpion kick. So this thing is technology can fishing new thing that you can change the origin of the sport. You got my
change
question?
the original sport. Yeah, I think there are many instances actually. Like I showcase tennis, right? So it changes the rules of sport with the challenge. With golf, for example, with generative AI, they are able to hit a ball through a screen and then after that predict how far it goes. And that has created a new league called the Tomorrow Golf TGL, right? It's played at SoFi Arena. And imagine, for a country like Singapore, right? And for countries, I guess, around the world, right? There's a question of sustainability, right? When you talk about maintenance of golf courses, the carbon footprint of maintaining something like that. But if you're able to shrink it down into an arena, bring the spectators and the athletes closer, that essentially is going to be game changing already. We see in esports that there's I'll give you a very real example. Chess.com. We saw an increase in the number of players on chess.com during the pandemic because people wanted to interact, they couldn't go out. And of course, there was this very intriguing Netflix show called The Queen's Gambit that increased interest in chess. But there were people that were cheating on chess.com to increase their rankings to be world masters, right? To be masters of chess, and they were using Gen AI to actually help them do this. So that has changed the rules of chess.com, and that has also dovetailed into physical chess. Well, physical chess is a weird way of saying, but traditional chess where it's played man to man physically. So I think it's changed significantly.
I hope that answer your question. So there's no other move on to the question from the virtual participants. So we have this question from Anna from Australia. So thank you for your lecture, Mr. Mark. My biggest concern is that the use of AI will make sports even more unfair because of the difference in infrastructure, as you have mentioned. I was wondering where you think the stakeholders in sports should set the boundaries, and in what way should it be regulated? Thank you.
That's a really good question, Anna, from Austria. It's very early, but anyway, thank you so much for being with us here in Singapore. I think for AI, right, we just have to be very proactive, preemptive in where it's headed to, because right now we really look at the trajectory of AI. It's really growing at a rate that really we cannot define. The applications, the number of neural networks that are coming together to actually analyze data, right? It's significant. And actually today we don't even know what super intelligence looks like, right? So it's hard to actually put a thumb on it, a finger on it, right? But I think it's really important for us to actually think about AI as a tool to enhance, and us as regulators, or us who want to be regulators or aspire to be able to balance. And when we talk about policy, I was a member of parliament before, and you really need to think about a policy that is either impacting majority of people or actually talking about last man left behind kind of a policy, or whether it's something that is regulating or something that is promoting or enhancing. And with Gen AI, I think there's so much more potential. And when you really look at creating a policy that is, or a framework that is regulating Gen AI, you really need to look at last man standing versus something that you need to promote, right? And then you deal with the negative externalities within the various industries, whether it's game manipulation, whether it's with respective individual sports and how it impacts them with the different stakeholders. But I think you need to take it from that perspective. Yeah. Any more online questions?
All right, we have one more question from the virtual participants, and this is Corina from Singapore.
Hello.
While AI may be effective in training and nutrition planning for athletes, will reliance on AI also create uniformity of sports and athletes in strategies and approaches in the game or competition?
I think there is a danger of reliance on AI, but I think us as human beings, we need to find our own way, right? We need to be able to find our own unique proposition, to be able to be different, to be able to have that different competitive edge. And I think currently when you talk about AI and how it's used in relation to a coach and his entourage, you kind of still need to interpret the data, right? You can like, for example, if you use your smartwatch, for example, right, and it tells you how many hours you're going to sleep, right? It may or may not be accurate. Or even like nutrition, it tells you how many calories you're supposed to eat, how many macros you're supposed to eat. But different countries, different regions have different, I guess, nutritional, different nutritional needs. You go in Singapore or Hawker Center, how are you going to do all these various things, right? But I think it's really important to customize and use AI to interpret the data for your own users, not just use it carte blanche to be able to just be a mailbox. Yeah.
All right, thank you. So we have time for one last question. Mr. Mak Chay, can you take this question?
Sure.
Okay. So in what ways can AI to help promote Olympic values? For example, if you prepare for the next YOG or the next Olympic Games, how can AI contribute to this area?
I think the IOC is already thinking about it. Thanks so much for the question. I think it's a good question. So IOC is already thinking about it. They've already set up a Gen AI commission to actually look at how NOCs can actually use Gen AI to do their work, right? It's right now used as an efficiency tool, productivity tool, where we're able to get information about LA28, right? Where we're able to get information about how to organize things like the SOA, for example, right? So I think that is a start, right? But in terms of how you're going to use Gen AI to actually impact the athlete directly, I think that requires a few more years, a few more, leaps of understanding and, guidance on how the whole industry is going.
All right. So thank you, Mr. Mak Chay. Now with this, we will wrap up this session. Can you join me to thank Mr. Mak Chay for this insightful presentation? Yeah. So as what Mr. Mak Chay has mentioned, this is not the end of the conversation, but let's begin this conversation. And hopefully that you can bring home fresh ideas or even actionable small steps that can benefit your institutions, your organization, your athletes, and even your students. All right, thank you very much.
Thanks. Maybe we can put the next slide with my contact details. Yeah. Next slide.
He doesn't listen to me. We need a boss.
Thanks, Mary. Yeah. So anyway, the next slide has has my QR code connected to my LinkedIn. I'll upload the slides there. I see a lot of you taking pictures. So if you need anything, please let me know. I'm happy to connect with all of you who are passionate in this space, and hopefully the conversation doesn't end here. So thank you.
Right. Thank you again, Mark. Very intriguing. Now we're going back to our learning groups, some group work. Okay. It will be interspaced with afternoon tea or coffee will be over there. But we're going to use the entire duration. We're not going to break it up into coffee break, tea break, and
no more. After this one, no more.
Merge it.
Finish.
So whenever you need a
discussion,
coffee or tea, just grab one, and then you can head off to wherever you're going.
I don't think the fireside chat.
Continue our discussions. I've had a chat with the facilitators. I think you are getting there.
Yes.
Some pretty good ideas are coming up. So let's try and crystallize those ideas in the next hour or so, and your facilitators will also have further information
9 a.m.
Okay.